Hi everybody, Manny Steamweaver here, and I'm going to give you a little introduction to how to adjust the preferences of your Second Life program. Very important for some of you who are having difficulty getting your microphone to operate, or if you have a headset, for instance, getting your computer to recognize the headset. So for some of you, you won't be able to work unless you adjust the preferences. So how do we get into the preferences? Well, it's Control P. Hold down the control and hold down and press P. And let's see here. There we go. So I'm in the General tab. Along the left-hand side, you'll see a number of tabs, and within them you'll get a number of opportunities to change the settings of your program. This may also be useful if you, like me, have a computer of, have some computer processing challenges. You can adjust Second Life so that it uses less processing power. One way to do that is to make the screen smaller, which I needed to do in order to shoot this video. So I'm starting out with the General, and these are matters. The only thing I can think of in General is if you want to hide your username, you want to probably unclick this box, the usernames box. So I suggest unclicking that usernames box if it has any identifying features. And you may want to toy with unclicking this box either. Also, I'm going to unclick the usernames box. So let's go, and the movement is WASD, so let's go to the graphics. This is where, if you've got a relatively weak computer in terms of processing power, you may want to adjust this. So your computer uses less when Second Life is required to quote-unquote draw less of the world around it with each movement. So I have minimized this draw distance to 64 meters. You can make it 500 meters, and I've made the speed as slow as can be. See, this is all very useful, especially when I'm trying to run the screen recording software, which is a processing hog. I unclicked all the things that that force the computer to process more data. You can see everything is on low. The physics engine is on low. This is high. This is low. So that's what I did. Most of you will be interested, however, in the sound and media tab. So this is where you set the volume. There are checkboxes to allow media to play. That is, if you go to a site that has music in the background, check this box and you can hear it. If you want to stream music, you can check this box and hear it. Media. If you want to hear voice chat, this better be checked right here. If you want to speak. You can also position your microphone in world, connect it to its camera position or to your avatar position. And you can decide whether or not you want your avatar's lips to move when you are speaking. Okay. Very good. And you'll probably need to check this if you're having trouble with your voice, the input-output devices. So there, I checked it, and let's see what I got for my input. The default is set, but notice that I probably want to shift it over here to the Logitech USB headset because that's what I'm using. Same with the other one. I want to shift it to the Logitech headset. And then you can adjust the volume of the input and output. Note that when you're in this particular dialog box, no one can hear you speaking and you can't hear anyone speaking in Second Life. So you have essentially cut yourself off from other avatars when you do that. We can go into the chat menu. I'm going to press OK. Oh, it eliminated it. Back to Control P. I'm going to press the chat, and so you can decide whether or not you want the sound of typing while you're you're in the chat box doing text. You can decide whether or not you want your IMs to turn into email messages. And you can decide whether or not you want to engage in group chats. You probably should, because for group work in IM chats. There are translation settings. And here there are various options to help you decide about the viewing angle. And look at that, it seems to zoom in and zoom out. And the distance, not sure what that does. Okay, and then there's notifications, which you'll probably want to, if somebody sends you something or an invitation, you'll want to see it, and you'll want to see when you've spent Linden dollars. Now the colors, again, I could probably actually, well, I don't know. I'm not sure what these colors are about. Privacy settings. These are important. You want to switch off your microphone when you end a call. Simple stuff like that. It's probably going to be on the default. And you probably want to enable plugins and JavaScript. I minimized my bandwidth because, again, I've got a relatively weak computer, and in this moment I'm actually also operating the screen recording software, so I really want to minimize the processing load at this point in time. And in the advanced section, this also may be important for some of you. If your machine crashes a lot, and the setting for the cache size is relatively low, that is, if you've got 10 megabytes of RAM and you've only got the cache set at 10 gigabytes of RAM, and you've got the cache, the Second Life uses set at 2 gigabytes, then you may want to increase it. Mine was set at 2 gigabytes, and I increased it to around 3 gigabytes. And I think it allowed me to use the screen recording software. So this is kind of a hardware setup. I'm gonna click OK, and that's that. But the main one, for all of you, I'm going to go back into Control-C. The main one may well be the sound and media. You'll want to adjust your input and output device, because that may be the difference between you using the headset that you have and hearing something and you not being able to do those things. Well, I'm going to press OK. I hope this was useful to you. I'm going to log off. I'm going to end this video now. So thank you.